life of the most hated song, hope misunderstood, on the right on our rivals. They can't stop us now, but go ahead and try though. All they gonna feel is the pain inside. Hope foes get land.
It's your boy Gangsta F Gucci back with another one, baby. So here's another one as far as the Southsiders go. You know, I'm going to hit you guys with this whole Southside collection of different incidents that happened with all these vatos from several different barrios. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, there was never a long-term war between these dudes, but definitely there was always situation and issues that got these dudes, you know, to go at it with each other, you know, more than once. And this one's about VST and Clanton because there was 3 different incidents that happened between these barrios. You know what I'm saying? Not that they have problems today. Like I said, everything on with the Southsiders, they're always on some real high-tech, respect level shit. You know what I'm saying? As far as with each other. You know what I mean? And they move around a little bit different than you would think. Like they're a hybrid. They're basically Southerners claiming a Southern gang from California or Southern politics, but they live in Northern California and dealing with all the Norteños. So, like I said, they're like a hybrid Sureño type of thing. Not saying that they're better than Norteños or anything like that, or Norteños are better than... Nope. This is just, like I said, this is a story, and I'm not siding with nobody. I don't got no fucking horse in this race. I'm just giving you facts of what was going on here in Northern California with some of these Sureño gangs and Southside gangs or whatever up north. Now, Clanton, you got to remember, Clanton is a gang that started up, I think it was 1938, 1920 something, but it's 100 years old. You know what I'm saying? This fucking video. They've been around for a long time, and there's been several videos that have come out of Clanton and started up in LA that are fucking huge. You know what I'm saying? So this is a story about Clanton getting into it with VST. You know what I mean? Now, there's 3 stories I'm going to tell you about this incident that happened because of one incident, another incident occurred, and then another incident occurred. But the first incident really had nothing to do with the other 2. You know what I'm saying? Now, the first incident happened in the late 90s. Now, you got to remember, in the 90s, in the late 90s, Clanton was already feeling a certain type of way because they already were getting pushed out by SSP or kind of trying to be manipulated into joining SSP. And because Clanton is so old, like I said before, that would be going backwards. You know what I'm saying? They're an old gang that can hold their own. They don't got to get hooked up with nobody. They don't got to do nothing. You feel me? Anyhow, these dudes from Clanton, when the same area, like I said, they were still over there in the Vineland, Virginia area. But some of their manpower was moving over into San Tomas, and everybody knows that, you know, Saratoga, San Tomas, Winchester, all that, you know, the back deep west is all VST back there. And they heard that these dudes are back there now, and now they're recruiting manpower that could possibly be from VST. They didn't like that shit. You know what I'm saying? So they went and got at these fucking dudes and let them know that, hey, you guys can't be over here. You know what I'm saying? You guys can't start recruiting right here. There ain't gonna be no Clanton right here. This is all Sultan right here. You know what I'm saying? Woo woo. So they started going back and forth. And I think the name of the apartments was the Underwood Apartments. You know what I'm saying? Off of San Tomas. And like I said, because the Clanton already had a lot of OG or older dudes from the west side, you know, they felt like they also got, you know, they got the right to be in any area on the west side. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, VST is real territorial. And this video has been around. This is a homegrown gang. You know what I'm saying? That has the longest history of being out here actively moving around, you know what I'm saying, and moving into these different neighborhoods. They've been in Happy Hollow. They used to be over there on Manker, but now they're only in that back area, but they deep as fuck. You know what I'm saying? And in that whole, like I said, you got like 2 or 3 areas where they're at way back there. And they didn't like Clanton back there. And what happened was because Clanton was back there, there was a lot of issues and several incidents that happened, whether it was 1-on-1s, 5-on-5s, and even a couple of little fucking lightweight melees, you know what I'm saying, between these fucking videos. Now, the shit, like I said, because of this, what happened when Clanton ended up not taking over that certain area and VST claimed it as their own, but Clanton still had animosity against these dudes, and these dudes still, you know, felt a certain type of way about these other vatos. Nevertheless, they're all Sureños, and they know that the main enemy or the real enemy is the Norteños. So they kind of just swept that shit under the rug and kept moving forward. You feel me? But then what happened was there was a second incident that had happened. The second incident was this vato decided to go get jumped in the VST when he's from Clanton. Now, the problem there is that you're disrespecting. You're hood hopping. You know what I'm saying? You're jumping the gun and you didn't go and get at nobody. It's real disrespectful. Now, when we did that, we jumped in a homie named Night Owl. His carnal was Wessels from San Carlos Boys. His brother Night Owl was from the north side, wanted to get in Vadio Libre. Now, the main reason why he wanted to get into the hood is because his brother was from the hood. At the same time, his Vadio was already breaking up, Vadio Cartosa Locos. But before we jumped this vato into the hood, we went and got the shot caller from that neighborhood and made sure that this dude Night Owl didn't do no weenie moves, that he wasn't no fucking coward, that he had no fucking jacket on him, and that we got the okay from that vato from that video, so that, you know, everything on a respectful level. And these vatos didn't do that. These vatos just decided to jump this dude in and didn't go check, you know, like I said, go check the background and go holler at people to make sure that there's not going to be, you know, any kind of misunderstanding later on down the line. And that we weren't fucking stepping on nobody's toes. But VST jumped this vato in and Clanton felt real disrespected. So they went out headhunting for this cat. They went through Eden, through Cadillac, through Impala. They were fucking calling people up. They were trying to find out exactly where the fuck is this dude at. You know what I'm saying? Where is he at? And who gave the green light? You know what I'm saying? And why weren't they contacted? Why weren't they hit up? Why wasn't this addressed to them? So, like I said, they went looking for this cat. They couldn't find this cat, but eventually some Sureña had got a hold of someone from Clanton, let them know this vato was over here because they were aware that people were looking for this dude. So when they caught this dude, they ended up fucking smashing him, and they didn't smash him like fun type of shit. They beat the fuck out this dude unconsciously. You know what I mean? Stomped his ass out. You know what I'm saying? And when this had happened, it happened in the VST neighborhood. So VST started overwhelmingly outnumbering these dudes, even though they were 3 carloads deep, and started breaking their windows and, getting them, right? The vato who started the Clanton and Sanjo ended up getting stabbed in the stomach. You know what I'm saying? By one of these dudes. So now they're using weapons. So that became more of an issue. You know what I'm saying? Because now they're dealing with that shit, and Clanton basically had to jump in their cars and take off. And like I said, someone got stabbed from Clanton. Like I said, it was an issue. The dudes, they drew blood. You know what I'm saying? So now there's more problems. You know what I'm saying? And they kept on, there was issues after that shit, to a point where an OG from their video, that's on the thumbnail, had to intervene basically. You know what I'm saying? And let these vatos know that we ain't enemies. You're not our enemy, and we're not your enemy. Our enemies are the norteños. We can't be here beefing the way we're beefing right now, because it's not going to do no justice for us. This is only going to knock down our numbers attacking each other. You know what I'm saying? So we got to find a way to squash all this shit. You know what I'm saying? Because it was a bad movida all the way around. And I don't think Clanton, to me personally, I don't think Clanton was in the wrong. I think VST was in the wrong, because, like I said, out of respect, if you're going to jump somebody in, you should go get that other audio first to make sure that it's good. And that this vato ain't no fucking coward, or this vato ain't, you know what I'm saying, just laughing at other homeboys, or got some kind of personal vendetta or beef with certain people, that now he don't want to be from that hood. He wants to hood hop to another neighborhood, because hood hopping's all bad. Anybody who hood hops is, in a lot of real gangsters' motherfucking eyes is bitch made shit. You know what I'm saying? And people don't like that. You know what I mean? And Clanton wasn't feeling that shit. You know what I mean? And then especially with their vato, who was one of the main dudes, got poked. You know what I'm saying? They weren't feeling that shit. Nevertheless, the OG from VST, who got at these dudes who have been to YA, been to the Pinta, been around, know what's up, and had a lot of clecha and had say so, got all these dudes together. He got all these dudes together at a center where they play handball, and all the videos, they all go to this area and they post up there. You know what I'm saying? So he got them together there, money, and then he had a little junta with these dudes and talked to everybody, let everybody know that this is how we're going to deal with this shit. And there's only one way we're going to deal with this shit. There's no other way. You know what I'm saying? Because like I said before, he let them know that we're not the enemies, and you're not our enemies. Our enemies are the norteños. So to squash this shit, we're all going to get together. You're going to get together in your carloads with your peoples. We're going to get in ours, and we're going to go whack out a norteño. You know what I'm saying? Or 2 or 3 or whatever. But we're gonna go deal. That's how we're gonna deal with this shit and squash this shit. Because this ain't gonna continue all these, back and forth shit. It ain't gonna happen. They weren't paying that shit. So that's what they did. They all got together. They all took off. This fucking vato, this OG dude who been around, he ended up catching his case that night. You know what I'm saying? This is the same dude that dude boxer from Paradigm Media talks about. He got into it with him. And this dude right here, he's like 6'3", money. You know what I mean? And he's known. He's known in the Sureño community, as far as San Jose, California goes, and the gangs out here. You know what I'm saying? So people know who he is. He's well known, and like I said, from what I know, the motherfucker has hands, and he be smashing cats. You know what I'm saying? So he ended up making them squash it. That night, this dude caught a fucking murder case. You know what I'm saying? As well as some other dudes who caught some fucking assault with deadly weapon cases that night behind trying to squash this whole thing. You know what I'm saying? Now, because of this, they kind of lightweight squashed it. It was a dead issue after that, supposedly. Right? But at one point, these dudes from VST end up showing up over there on Vine in Virginia. And these vatos catch them over there. And they see them, and they let them get out the car. They bullshit with them. They found out, but VST didn't know that they knew who stabbed their homeboy. You know what I'm saying? But they knew who stabbed their homeboy. So when these vatos from VST came, that dude who stabbed their homeboy happened to be in that Ronfly and jumped out the Ronfly too, not even knowing that they knew that he's the one who did it. You know what I'm saying? And they played it off. Clanton did. And shook hands and played it off. But before these vatos left, one of these dudes from Clanton walked up to that vato. You know what I'm saying? And took off on him. I mean, I don't know if he stabbed him too, but I know he took off on his ass. Smashed him. You know what I'm saying? That was for retaliation for what they did to the homie. I don't think they wanted to shed blood again, because then that would have became a real serious conflict again. And the same vato who squashed the first time was no longer out here, you know what I'm saying, to squash it. So it would have been real conflict for a long period of time. Now you gotta remember, for them, money, they feel like, you gotta remember, for Clanton, before this dude took off on them, they felt like this is our side of town now. We're not over there in the deep, deep west. You guys are in our barrio now. You know what I'm saying? You're in our area. You know what I'm saying? So you ain't gonna overwhelmingly outnumber us. You know what I'm saying? And that's why I'm saying this vato took it upon himself to take off on this fucking dude. You know what I mean? And he beat the fuck out this dude. You know what I'm saying? And then it was never brought up again. It was a dead issue after that. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, because they didn't want to make it where it's going to be bloodshed again. Because like I said, if Clanton would have poked this dude, VST would have came back, they'd have came back, and the same people that were there to address shit, to kill shit, weren't there no more. You know what I'm saying? So it would have been conflict for a long time, possibly. And then that would have been one of them things where they would have had, internal conflict, not within their gang, because you got to understand, it's not Sureños, they have a bunch of gangs, but they're one gang. That's how solidified and how together they are. So it would have been internal conflict, because the Sureños don't like fighting with the other Sureños, and they don't like that shit when it's happening for a long time. You know what I'm saying? So they're not going to let that shit continue for a long amount of time, because they don't got crazy numbers, and they can't afford to be doing that type of shit. You know what I mean? So they wanted to avoid that. So like I said, the vato from Clanton, he took off on the vato from VST, and he let him know why. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, there was no bloodshed, you know what I mean, after that. And it was all squashed after that. But Clanton has always been those dudes to kind of push the envelope, because like I said, they got vatos from LA, from their barrio, that are in Soho, that have been gangbanging for a long time, even in LA. So their politics are a little bit more different than a lot of these homegrown gangs from Northern California that are claiming Southern California. You know what I mean? And because of this, like I said, they look at shit a little bit more different. You know what I mean? This is, I'm going to talk about another barrio that was, that's a strong gang too, and they was hella deep. They had the most paisas than any other gang, you know what I'm saying? But they also had the most numbers at one point, you know what I mean? And they try to push their weight around as far as, because of their numbers and whatnot. And like I said, this is an aggressive neighborhood, and it's a known neighborhood. And we're going to talk about that one on the next one. I'm out.
Life of the most hated song, misunderstood on the right on our rivals. They can't stop us now, but go ahead and try though. All they gonna feel is the pain inside.